What's happening, people? We're back here once again on CubCamTV for this, another edition of CubReacts. Out to every single person supporting the channel each and every time. It's been crazy to see the growth of this page, and honestly, I'm loving every single second of it, doing these reaction videos. I do apologize, there hasn't been many reaction videos this week. I've been super busy. I've been doing talks up at different colleges and things like that, so I've been really preoccupied. However, it is, of course, Thursday tomorrow, which does mean there are going to be a ton of new videos hitting the channel, and obviously there's loads of new top 5s content and new interview content going up as well, so do go and check all of that out. Today we are here to check out a brand new banger by the, well, I'm hoping it's a brand new banger from Future Utopia. This one featuring Dave and ES Devlin, track entitled Children of the Internet. Now, I've seen a little bit of Future Utopia. Obviously, I've seen a ton of what Dave does. First time listening to ES Devlin, so I'm looking forward to hearing this tune in its entirety. I know this one dropped a little bit earlier today, so I'm a little bit late on the uptake, but it's looking like it could be a banger by the layout of things, so I'm excited to get into this one. But one thing I do need to remind you all of is this. It's very simple. This video will have a lot of pauses. The reason for this is there's two reasons for this, essentially. One, because copyright currently on YouTube is, it's attacking near enough every reactor channel. So what you'll actually see if you look around YouTube is reaction channels are uploading a lot less frequently, purely because copyright is striking near enough every single tune. The other thing for this that we like to do is, obviously, we like to do quite analytical breakdowns here on this channel. So what I try to do is break the tracks down pretty much bar for bar when it's a more rap style of tune, which I'm assuming this will be. So there will be a lot of pauses, a lot of analytical breakdowns of the tune on the production level, the performance level, and lyricism where it's applicable. So please do be aware there's going to be a lot of pauses in the video. So I don't want to see any comments. If that's not the video you're looking for, then please do feel free to look elsewhere. If not, however, please do make sure you stick around and subscribe to the channel. So let's get into this one. I like the intro right from the off. Nice, nice. I'm trying to think. There's almost like American fairground chords on some sort of keyboard to kick us off with. Really nice, again, kind of circusy in the way those chords are constructed, both in the sound they're using and the sort of melodies they're using. Very kind of eerie. I'm expecting to see a clown jumping around, but again, this looks like it's quite a psychedelic background video. I mean, this isn't an official music video, this is just the official audio we're reviewing today, and the whole layout of this looks really cool. The pills flying out of the guy's head, it's crazy. I'm expecting to see a tripwire any second. It's crazy.
Look, I grew up in a good but a changing age. My wife and kids, Damon Wayne's.
Straight from the off, this instrumental is fire. The general approach to it, the very kind of stripped back nature of those drums, the heavyweight sub structures which are flying through the middle of the mix, and then obviously those piano chords as well, giving it that eerie kind of feel. Really interesting take on almost UK hip-hop, I suppose, on this one. Really interesting to see how Dave comes across it from a rap perspective.
When a youth club was everybody's favorite place, where if you spoke to a girl then it was face to face. Bro, I've seen the heart of a hood turn trendy.
If you've been on this channel long enough, you'll know how much I care about youth clubs. Like, youth club was a different time, man. It's a shame that they're all disappearing, because I wouldn't be the same person without a youth club. And also the idea of having to speak to girls face to face for the first time, that doesn't exist anymore. Let's be real.
Kids lose interest, parks turn empty, social media's got us all less friendly. Now can't you see the irony? She's got game when she types to me, but nothing in person, that ain't the type for me.
Dave, bro. Doing what Dave does best, which is essentially exploring a concept, circling around it with the lyricism he's using, essentially kind of using themes for scheming in the way he's building the structures around it. Obviously, the clear discussion of this with a track entitled Children of the Internet, it's going to be kind of what's wrong with this sort of internet setup we've now got, especially in regards to kind of dating, where people can talk well online but they can't speak in person, and people are more nervous in person. Obviously talking about how people, the first time people actually communicate a lot of the time now is via the internet, via stuff like Tinder or Hinge or these sort of internet dating platforms, and there's nothing wrong with them if you use them the right way, but it's an interesting take on things.
Asking, can we go for dinner yet in the flesh? No conversation, no intellect. The future generation or the children of the internet.
this instrumental is tough as well. We're hearing Dave basically come across with some quite introspective lyricism. Obviously, it's quite conscious in the way he's doing it. Obviously, discussing some would call it an issue in the world, which is how the internet is changing people's approach to social activities. But the instrumental in the background is literally just letting these kind of piano keys just run riot, and the whole sound of it is very, very cleverly put together. It's got an eerie feel to it, quite dystopian, and that's a sort of image we're kind of getting from the layout of the image in the background. I'm assuming Children of the Internet as an approach is meant to be quite dystopian, so very clever marriage of sort of lyricism with the instrumental that's being used. Oof. Those subs as well, just proper booming in the sort of underlayers of the instrumental. Very well produced.
Look, it's all changing, I'm seeing it now. You can meet 100 people without leaving your house. Putting pictures in the frames and
it's very, very true, bro. I've been in a couple of Discord groups and a couple of these like online quizzes and stuff where there are just hundreds of people. MMO gaming at the end of the day is hundreds of people meeting online. And something I've noticed about the instrumental as well, we've got those military sort of snare rolls rolling into the background as well. I wonder if that's going to become part of the lyricism that gets used, that Dave will bring. I could definitely see him finding an angle in that somewhere. Very well produced and very well approached from everyone involved. That's what I was meant to say.
You know, everybody keeps their memories in the cloud. We finally found a voice and we ain't speaking as loud. People only want to listen to the sheep in the crowd. It's
very true, bro. It's very, very true. I think Dave's approaching this very well, because I feel with a tune like this, it's very easy to get almost over-conscious with what you're doing and start going into sort of very overused and sort of overly rehearsed rhyme schemes and patterns, and obviously talking about I'm not even going to use the rhyme scheme because it just aggravates me to kind of look at it, but like the way he's kind of breaking it down, he's approaching this in quite a refreshing way. There's a lot of kind of lyricism and rhyme patterns we haven't actually heard before around this sort of topic, so it's a good approach.
The statement gets you cancelled by an activist that's never helped the cause that they're tweeting about. Do you blame public figures and personalities for giving...
Just to rewind slightly, that's what cancel culture does, bro. That is literally a perfect description of what cancel culture is. Activists that have never done anything to promote or improve the thing they're actually standing for, cancelling you because they don't like something you say. Yeah, very, very good point. Well made.
Little kids a warped view of reality, or blame all of the apps that make a killing and finding a sweet spot in yourself.
The slight twang on that piano key as well, it's really adding something different. It's adding an almost, again, dystopian, quite dissonant kind of layer of harmonics to the instrumental in the background. Really, really clever. And again, matching a lot of what Dave's talking about. He's talking about this kind of weird world we now live in where everything's a little bit off. It's not quite where it should be. And again, those little key changes are really, really matching that.
Hate and vanity. Could you argue that it's borderline dangerous to take a picture of a girl's face and start changing it in one quick filter? Your nose looks thinner.
He's talking stuff, mate. He's talking stuff. And I think this is what Dave's always been good at. He's always been good at, as I said earlier, running around the topic and kind of linking dots with it and turning it into almost like a perfectly polished 4-bar where he kind of presents a topic, explains it, and has a conclusion, all in the space of 4 bars. It's very, very intricate and clever writing in the way it's been put together.
Eyes look fuller, your lips look bigger, your software's better in, your phone knows everything. If anything is getting George Orwellian.
Facts. You look around at what's going on in the world right about now, there are so many things that are very Orwellian. And if you've seen the post I put up on Twitter today, then that'll pretty much describe a lot of it. But it's very blatant at this point. That's all I'll say.
Look, it's all connected. Nobody's protected from business collectives. Your info's collected.
And again, those chord patterns coming in there, the sort of very, again, I'm trying not to repeat myself on this, and bear in mind, as I said before, there will be a lot of pauses, so I do try to find as many different things about the tune to talk about. But something quite interesting with the instrumental is it's continuously growing. You know, it's not kind of staying stagnant. It's not kind of going, right, this is what we're going to do and just stick with that. It's constantly growing, morphing. Different piano keys are flying in and out, different sub patterns, different kind of background elements of eeriness are being brought to and from the general picture. Very, very clever.
Children of the internet.
Again, you hear the difference in that to how the instrumental was at the beginning. It was a lot more kind of singular in the way the notes were played. Now it's a lot more urgent. It's the way the keys are being played almost sound a bit more erratic. The whole layout of the tune is based so much around almost purposefully sounding dissonant that it makes you want to listen. You know, it's almost like a horror kind of theme where things are a bit like da 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 da, like stuff isn't sitting where it's supposed to be to bring you comfort. It's almost meant to kind of prick your ears up, so you're now going, okay, I'm listening now because this sounds weird, and then you take in what Dave's saying and you get the desired effect. Just a really nice take on UK hip-hop, especially from the instrumental sort of side of things. I'm really, really enjoying this. We've got about a minute left, so we'll see where it goes.
As a species, we now have to redefine what it means to be connected.
Those shakers combined with the choir just turning this slowly but surely into an even bigger, more epic piece of essentially UK hip-hop production. But there's so many additional layers to it. I think everyone involved in this has done a cracking job so far.
Children of the internet.
A recent study showed that the average person earnestly swipes, taps, pinches their phone 1 million times a year.
Is that a true stat? You interact with your phone 1 million times a year? Well, to be fair, every single tap, click, I mean, writing a message will probably rack up like 1,000 words. So that's actually not that crazy a stat, to be honest with you. That's not that crazy a stat. But I suppose if you frame it in the right way, it could be, possibly. I'm just loving the composition on this so far.
Your info collective.
People feel naked, inadequate, and utterly vulnerable without their phone. It's a primary conduit of personal, social, and work.
I mean, I'm listening to what the person's saying and discussing the importance of putting down your phone every now and then. However, they are very, very good and very, very useful. So I think my mic just cut out there. I do apologize. They are very, very good and they are very, very useful things to have. Obviously, we need kind of technology to keep up with the world we're now living in. But again, this instrumental, the growth, the up and down scales, the overall arrangement of it's chilling. It's bone chilling.
Children of the internet.
There are more active cell phones on the planet than people.
I didn't know that. That is interesting. There's more active cell phones than people on the planet. That's kind of crazy, to be honest with you. That is actually kind of crazy. How many people have 2 phones?
A mobile phone is both a connection and disconnection device. It is typically placed between the human and its surroundings.
Okay, it's getting a little bit that's a little bit far-fetched for me, purely because I use my phone for work 24/7, so I kind of see it as a work tool rather than anything else. However, I understand the point that's being made. I think this is going to finish up here.
Tuning the surroundings out.
There we go. Very cool video as well. I like the fact that it's almost like a circle just going around in the background, constantly ticking over, constantly changing, again, constantly evolving like the instrumental does to this tune. And I think Dave's actual approach to this was very, very good. He didn't go at it almost all guns blazing, quite conscious in the approach he took. And I think, as I said before, the marriage of dissonance between the vocal topics and the sonics on the instrumental, I think marry very, very nicely. And they do prick up your ears and they get you interested in what's going on. So there we go. Out to everyone who has enjoyed this reaction video. As I said before, I do apologize for there being a lot of pauses. We try to break stuff down as much as possible and of course comply with copyright laws at the same time. So that's what we have to do. I'm afraid there's not really much we can do to change it. If you did enjoy this one, please do make sure you are hitting that subscribe button at the bottom of the page. Tomorrow we should have all the lighting and stuff set up properly. I understand the video isn't as clear as it normally is. I wasn't really set up to do this evening, but I saw this video and thought, you know what, I definitely need to jump on it and take it in. So there we go. And yeah, if you have enjoyed this one, please do subscribe to the page, leave a comment as well, leave a like, let us know if you are enjoying these reaction videos, and we shall see you all next time, my friends. Peace.